everybody, and welcome back to Rinzie's Ultimate Decades Challenge. We are currently at the very start of 1333, and today is an episode I'm sure we've all been dreading, but we'll get to that in a moment. Before I started on some gameplay, I did want to go ahead and recap some royal stuff. Since I did want the focus to be on Matilda, James, and their family today, I decided to forego some gameplay regarding the royals. The palace that I have been working on, I'm not fully satisfied with how it is, and so I did want to work on it more, but I did take some nice screenshots to kind of offer an alternative storytelling method just to catch you guys up on what's been going on there. If you follow me on Twitter, you've probably seen this photo because Gavin has officially been crowned the King of Windenburg with Ida at his side as his queen. You guys might recall Ida from a few episodes ago before my hiatus. She is the daughter of George Flamel of Glamourbrook, who was betrothed to Gavin in an agreement with Joan in order to gain some of his fleet and support against Cassian, which we all know how that ended. If you guys also remember, Gavin wasn't too fond of the idea of betrothal. I know some of you also didn't love that idea, but when it comes to royal children at this time, they unfortunately did not get to marry for love. There, of course, were instances here and there, but dynastic marriages were used as a political tool, and that was the case here, so the best they could do was try to make it work. Now, since Gavin did grow up witnessing a very tumultuous marriage as far as his parents are concerned, despite his own disappointment, I don't think he wanted to go into this marriage treating Ida any sort of way as far as negative. They did have a pleasant friendship in his time over in Glimmerbrook at Duke Flamel's house, and I do believe they probably had a good amount of time to sort of develop at least a platonic fondness for each other, knowing that they'd eventually have to get married. The royalty mod also, I don't know if this is a new pose, but when you assign the role of royal partner, said royal partner gets on one knee and kisses the royal's hand, which I thought was super cool. So I did go ahead and take photos of it and show Ida and Gavin participating in this coronation. I also feel like they did kind of publicly have a wedding just to legitimize the marriage in the eyes of the entire kingdom. I realized I didn't get screenshots of Joan and Crawford. So Sir Crawford and Dowager Queen Joan, I feel, also would have gotten married after the mourning period for the kingdom ended. Despite everything, I feel like it would be a custom no matter how they felt toward the king. But Joan and Crawford did have a private ceremony. I didn't get any photos, but I feel like Gavin, probably witnessing their fondness for each other and after seeing how his mother was treated, did go ahead and bless the marriage. So they are currently at the kingdom. I might move them over to the keep. As far as Philip's legitimacy goes, that's still kind of a dicey topic because I don't believe Gavin would want to place any weird suspicion or cast his mother in a negative light. His father did strip the title of Duke, but did let Philip keep the title of Prince. So for now, he's left that as is. And also due to Esther's cooperation and everything that happened, and because all the kids did grow up in Joffrey's home for the most part and seem to have a pretty good relationship as siblings, I do believe Gavin would allow the courtesy of letting Tobias keep that title. I did ask for your guys' opinion. You guys offered some great insight. Someone did suggest that maybe Tobias gets to keep the title, but his children wouldn't inherit that. But yeah, it's dicey. Thankfully, none of the children are hurt. So back to Gavin and Ida. I feel like Gavin does face a lot of trauma over everything that's happened with his father. Having to be the one to kill his father has not been easy on him. I feel like he has trouble sleeping. And I feel like Ida, who is a good person in general, has been very understanding. They have developed their relationship further. I believe Gavin also has a fear of turning out like his father, to which Ida would probably reassure him would not be the case. So after a little gameplay, Ida is currently pregnant with a prince or princess, and Gavin did not react to it too well. Not because he doesn't want an heir. He knows that that is part of his job description, for lack of a better word, as a king, but the fear of not being adequate as a parent or a king constantly bothers him. And again, Ida is there to reassure him. So they do spend a lot of time with each other, and after a while, he has warmed up to it, and their love has blossomed. And I took some very cute photos here. But after such a tumultuous time with the royals, I feel like they do deserve a nice little break and a loving, budding romance between the two main royals in this case. And if we're going with parallels, Edward III and his wife were arranged in a very similar fashion and did end up having a very lovely little relationship with a lot of kids. So we're hoping for a lot of kids in this case. We'll catch up with them once she does have her baby to see if they have an heir. So you guys are probably wondering, what about Arya? Because Cassian really didn't prioritize her future at all. He was busy doing his own thing. She was kind of left in the dust, left behind. Also having experienced a very unfortunate upbringing due to having to witness her own parents not get along, for lack of a better word. It has still been advised that Arya does need to wed for political reasons, for alliances and whatnot. But Gavin did go ahead and tell his sister that rather than choosing the alliance for her, he would let her meet a few potentials and decide who she would prefer to marry as a result. So I would like to introduce you guys to a new family of royals, the royal family of Tartosa here. Now, the kingdom of Tartosa, I've decided, is not specifically based off one real life country. I decided that it would be inspired by a mix of Italian and Spanish. I do have the head of the Church of the Watcher there, the Vatican parallel, I guess, but I don't really want to call it that because this isn't 1000% parallel to Catholicism. There is a castle with royals, and I figure maybe the northernmost part of the map is more Spanish inspired and the southernmost is more Italian inspired. I'll try to work with what I have since Tartosa is inspired by various Mediterranean countries. I figured that would work best. The family itself was actually submitted by a newbie sim, and they were supposed to be peasants, but since that was one Tartosan family in there and I wanted to just have a family ready to go, I did go ahead and make them the royal family. I did age the parents and the children up by one life stage, but their names are Roberto, Lisabetta, Marcolino, Lanuzzo, Solavita, and Petronella in that order. And Marcolino is actually the heir to the crown. And Arya did have a nice little time in Tartosa. So they did get along. They had a nice little wedding. Arya and Marcolino really get along, and she will be the future queen of Tartosa. So hopefully, despite a tumultuous childhood, she can have a little peace and a loving marriage. So that is where we are currently with the royals. I hope you guys like this development. I hope you don't mind this format. I did want to do something a little quicker just so I could focus on the other family for now, especially since I do have a couple of birthdays before we inevitably say goodbye to the matriarch of the Rolfe family. And if you guys stick around toward the end, I will try to make a nice little slideshow with screenshots of Matilda since we first met her, just as a sweet little parting gift for one of my favorite Sims in this series. Okay, so sticking around in Tartosa just a little longer, we're checking in on John and Millie, and they have been living their best life of thievery and debauchery, I guess. They have been pretty good at keeping it low-key. And they've got their quaint little home, as well as a fun little shed in the back where they keep their finds. But I did want to come here and not only check on them, but also roll for their young adult lives to see if they make it. John is doing his thing. He is a handsome Rolf boy, and I would hate to see this handsome face go. But also, while I came to pay them a visit, I noticed Gwen was here, and not only that, but I guess Gwen autonomously got pregnant. I'm assuming it's Fergus's. But since she was here, I decided to add her to the family. I'm going to say that she is with child again. Poor girl has been through it with her pregnancies. She's lost 2 babies. It's probably taken a terrible toll on her. As soon as she found out the next time they docked in Tartosa, she's like, you know what, I'm gonna pay John a visit. And of course, being how close he is with his cousin, he would not turn her away. Antoine, of course, she gave him the choice, and he has stayed with the crew. And she also encouraged Fergus to go. You know, they gotta go do some things. I'm sure they'll be back, but Antoine's in good hands. So she is going to try to relax for a bit in Tartosa and see if maybe this pregnancy takes. And I think the beautiful scenery and area, it would be good for her, you know, good for her health. She is at the seaside for her health. So Gwen is here. She is staying with her cousin and his significant other. Oh, so here they are having a fun little time, and she's actually knitting. So that's cute. When I checked, it looked like she is just in her first trimester. So this just happened. But okay, I'm going to go ahead and roll for these 2 to see how they fare for their young adult roles. So let's go ahead and roll for John first. And with the 15, he does make it to young adulthood. What about Millie? Oh my god. Oh, we're gonna have to do a plead, guys. I hate this. Not John's girl. Poor guy, man. Okay, let's... I know we haven't had a chance to get as attached to Millie, but it still hurts all the same. But if this plead does not work, how would she have died? Oh, not consumption. This is terrible. That's a horrible way for her to die. Okay, I guess we gotta do the thing, guys. If Millie doesn't... And look, he's feeling flirty with her. And their love bar... I can't deal with it, guys. Look, he is smitten with her. I can't. She's got a crush on him, girl. You've been with him for a while, but poor John. If she doesn't make it, maybe Gwen decides to stay with him, and we'll see if Fergus decides to join her or if she becomes a bigamist. I mean, we'll see. Maybe she'll find someone in Tartosa. We don't know where that's gonna lead, but okay. I'm gonna have to kill Millie. It always sucks when I have to do this, guys. Okay, so if it's tuberculosis... Ooh, rabbit rodent fever would probably make sense for the Black Death. So when that rolls around, I'll probably use that, but, I don't know. I'm gonna say overheating, maybe. You know, fever, I guess. I don't know what the symptoms of tuberculosis are. I know it affects the lungs. Maybe I should do death by laughter, because she's exerting her lungs that way. And I'm not laughing because I think it's funny. I'm laughing because I have no other way to react to this. I'm actually very, very sad. So let's just do death by laughter, I guess. I'm so sorry, Millie. Okay, John, let's see if you could save your girl. He's just casually having a conversation while she laughs to death. And here is Grim. Gwen is like, oh my gosh, that just happened. Is he gonna flirt with Grim is my question. John is a rizzy guy. He has, well, you know, charisma isn't like a rogue ability in Dungeons and Dragons. It's not like a primary ability, but I feel like he would have rolled very high in charisma. So let's see if he could rizz up Grim with his flirty mood. And Grim is taking his sweet time. And he's overheating. No, we're not gonna do that. Okay, look at him. Look at him in his fit, man. He's like, I'm too pretty to deal with this right now. I don't know if Gwen is in summer clothing. I don't want her to pass away from this. Oh, look at her. I forgot I put her in that. Okay. Okay, seduce. Seduce Grimm into sparing your girl. Come on, buddy. Do it. Seduce the Grim Reaper. He's like, hello, Mr. Grimm. Oh my god, did it work? No! Oh, he tricked me! That's not fair! That's so rude! I thought he had it! Gwen, stop roasting marshmallows, please. Someone is dying. Kim, people are dying. Oh my god, I can't believe this. Well... gosh darn it. Gwen has just witnessed horrors and grief and sadness. The Wields have been through it. And there's John just pondering existence and the meaning of life, looking out into the... well, not the horizon. The rocks. He is contemplating life. Gwen is devastated. She's like, I literally just got here hoping not to stress myself out for this baby, and I literally just watched someone die. Gwen cannot catch a break, and it's breaking my heart, honestly. So let's get... God. He's probably gonna bury Millie. Maybe I'll use the tool mod to move a grave back there. Okay, so here they are mourning poor Millie. We're very sad about this. I'm so sad for John and Gwen. I'm gonna leave before this affects her pregnancy too badly. I don't want... Oh my god, because that's what happened to Emma's first pregnancy. Like, she was devastated and unfortunately lost it. Why don't you go ahead and hug your cousin, girl? I think he needs a little comfort here. He is just beside himself. She's like, I'm gonna give him a sec and then hug him. Okay. Go ahead, give your cousin a hug. Aww. And I just noticed Gwen is still wearing the friendship bracelet that she traded with Talia. Oh my god. I can't deal with it, guys. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and leave these two cousins here. Give them some time to mourn. Hopefully Gwen's pregnancy goes okay. Oh, she's comforting him, please. I can't. And he's like, you'll be okay too. We've got each other. We're family. If we have nothing else in this world, we still have each other. And you know, Antoine will come and visit again. I'm sure things will be fine. Everything will be fine. They'll be fine. And they have this sentiment. Friends in a time of loss. Gwyneth has formed a bond with Jonathan, the kind that can only come from the profound grief of death. So they have bonded so much. I love them. So I'm gonna go ahead. I will leave them here so I can go to another setting and another birthday. Okay, so we are at the Gilmore house, specifically Margaret's little apothecary home, the Gilmore property where Prince Quentin has apparently made an appearance. I'll be honest, I completely forgot that Cassian's siblings existed. I'm probably gonna have to age him up a bit. He's probably coming looking for some of her wares and whatnot. Or healing, who knows? Oh, okay. Salmon is having a moment. I'll figure out what to do with him in a bit. But, you know, it's been some time since Leah's death, and the realization that she's going to probably have to give up her son to his family. Not permanently, obviously. She'd still get to visit him. But I don't think she loves the idea of not being able to have him with her at all times. So as her relationship or friendship with Leo Flynn, another Leo someone pointed out, which completely went over my head, but as she and Leo Flynn have developed their friendship, they did go ahead and made an agreement. Oh my gosh. They made the agreement. It started as a marriage of convenience, Matilda. It started as a marriage of convenience, but as we saw when she first met him, their compatibility is just off the charts. I didn't have to do a whole lot to get that romance bar up. I don't know why she thinks he's basic looking now. It's probably the outfit, but she thought he was very good looking. So they got married. Leah Flynn had a sweet little crush on her because who wouldn't? Margaret is awesome like that. And yeah, so they are now married. Margaret is the Viscountess because Leo never became Earl, so she wasn't Countess. She was able to keep the property, but her son will still be next in line for the earldom. Either way, the Gilmores, of course, get visitation rights for their grandchild, but at least Margaret will have Leo Flynn's help in ensuring her son gets the education that he needs while still being there and being a fantastic mother, like her own. And as we see here, Matilda has grown a little older. She hasn't been feeling too well. And you know, it's got the family a little worried. I feel like Matilda is not the type to complain. I feel like James is extremely worried about it. He looks a little happy here because he's with his little grandbaby. And if James is anything, he is a fantastic grandpa. But I feel like he has moments where he kind of goes off, considers the possibility of losing the love of his life. James and Matilda have lived a long and happy life. And even with that, it's difficult to say goodbye to the person that you love. So in addition to all that, it looks like Leo Flynn likes playing the lute as well. But it is also little James Gilmore's turn to hopefully age up. He is fussy today. Granny's like, you got this. Oh my gosh, and look at how he looks at his grandpa. Let's go ahead and see if little Jay gets to become a toddler. And he does, thank goodness, because there's only so much tragedy that I can handle in one episode. Okay, so I'm gonna have Margaret make a sponge cake to age our baby up, just for fun. And why is that set as the front door? And I'm gonna go ahead and start a gathering, but I do want the family here. So here, Melissa and James. We'll just say that the babies are out there. Okay, let me go ahead and add some of these. Oh, Elric is so happy to see you. Melissa, he's like, how are you? You look great. Here's Lila. Okay, so we got a fun little club gathering. I just have the adults coming over and stuff. Where's little James? And by little James, I mean the second, not Gilmore. Okay, this little guy is causing a ruckus. The birthday boy is having a nice little nap next to Salmon. Salmon says, fear not, for I have taken to watching the child and sleeping next to the baby. Please. Oh, that is so sweet. Okay, there's James, there's Miriam. I've got 2 club gatherings going just to have the family here. Leo and Matilda are being supportive. It is a good old time. We'll let the baby sleep while the family gathers. Lila's just having a talk with Uncle Elric over here. It's very cute. Okay, I'm removing headline effects so those club things go away. We still got some family members that are missing. Talia, Greg, Belle. Belle isn't here. There's got to be someone watching the babies, I guess. I don't think Pierre's here either. Oh, there's Greg. Okay. Greg's here with the fam. New dad Greg. Everyone's probably discussing parenthood and grandparenthood in here. Leo Flynn is like, look at all these peasants. What's he gonna do? I think he's a little overwhelmed. He's like, I'm gonna get something for the fridge. Oh, he's cleaning. He's like, I've got this, fam. I'm a lord, but I am doing the housework, and you know what? We kind of stan him for it. So, how's little James's nap going? Everyone's like, is the baby awake? Is the birthday boy awake? Where's Talia? Okay, maybe there's too many people in this house, and she didn't want to come. She's watching the babies. Melissa and Lila, it looks like they get along. It's so sweet. And then James is here talking to Matilda, catching her up on his life as a musician. He's like, it's going great, Mom, you know? Playing my lute. People love it. I make some great tips. Enough to get me by, but they don't need a whole lot. And Lila and Melissa, it looks like they're getting along just fine. So let me go ahead and wake the baby up. Oh goodness, no. No, little baby. That is not where you should eat your food, little Leo. Oh, Leo And he's like, I've got it, Margaret. Don't you worry. Okay, let's help the baby out. Okay, so little James. Look at Matilda. She's looking a little tired. Leofwin has got it. He's helping the baby. Oh, the crowd has gone wild. They're like, yeah, it's the baby's birthday. Oh, let's go, little James. And it is getting later and later. Okay, James has earned a bonus trait. Sweet. Oh, and he's a little angel with a full head of hair. Let's see. Oh, he was a happy infant because he's got such a great little family here. Look at Leofwin and his adopted son, his stepson. He's not the stepfather. He is the father that stepped up, guys. So let's give him a quick makeover. He's got legs on him. That kid is going to be tall. Oh, it looks like Talia finally made it. Oh, look at the gals. Look at the cousins, the sisters. I think Talia also still wears her friendship. Yes, she does. Oh my god. Because she and Gwen are besties. And here's Granny with little James Gilmore. He's got a sweet little curly head of hair. Miriam. Respectfully, Miriam, you're in the way. I'm trying to get a screedy. And I think Matilda's just taking a moment and taking it all in, seeing her family together. Most of them, unfortunately, a couple are overseas. Some have died over time, unfortunately. Yeah, Matilda has done a great feat of raising incredible children, incredible grandchildren, the ones that she's gotten to see so far. And she was very fortunate to see most of her children grow into adults. She did lose a couple babies, and she did lose Emmeline before she got to age up, but I think she's just taking a moment outside, getting some fresh air, because she hasn't been feeling too well. I have gone ahead and ended the gathering. Looks like George is having a moment with his new brother-in-law. James is saying goodbye to his family. Leofwin is enjoying his little snacky. Elric. He's saying his goodbye. I'm sure he's saying, are you okay? You look a little unwell. Oh, and she's got little Leo here. And James is coming to check on his wife. His incredible, strong, beautiful, kind wife who he has lived this beautiful life with. And I'm getting teary-eyed, guys. I'm literally seconds away from crying for these pixels. Oh my god. James and Matilda are literally on their way to Woohoo. You guys. Oh gosh. Yeah, let's pretend they went to the other bedroom. I forgot to switch their side beds. You guys. Wow. 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 Not a year has gone by where James doesn't think Matilda is the most incredible, beautiful woman he's ever seen in his life. And Leofwin is reading little James to sleep. I think losing his own child, has made him really appreciate the family that he does have here. But I'm moving James and Matilda over here just because that was supposed to be the correct bed. After Margaret got married, I feel like they were like, okay, you deserve to have this big, luxurious bed. This is the comfiest that, whatever we sleep on, it's still going to be comfier than we've ever had. So she probably got a new bed and shares it with her new husband. Oh my god, I still haven't made these two first kiss. Have I? I haven't. Oh my god. I think he's gonna go be a little romantic with his wife. I said, be romantic with your wife, please. Go on. Give her a kiss. And I'm gonna have him give her a suave kiss. He's like, my lady, you are You are radiant. And she's like, oh my gosh, stop it. I can't believe Margaret married a future earl, and now she is a viscountess. That's she really worked her way up through no fault of her own. This was all very accidental. Yeah, I'm gonna let them treat themselves to a woohoo. I think this is the most effortless romance I've ever done. There they go, ending off the night with a marital woohoo. I feel like, you know, they probably had a thing prior to getting married. I believe it. Margaret said, YOLO, whatever happens, I'm just gonna do the thing here. And they 100% had premarital woohoos. They snuck off a lot, I'm sure. There were events that Margaret attended where she and Leofwin could not resist temptation, debauchery, scandal. Love it. Because, you know, Margaret wasn't raised like these other ladies. She said, I'm going to do what I want because I was thrown into an arranged marriage. So now I will do what the hell I want, you know? Oh, she's sleepy. She's so pretty. Margaret, my beautiful girl. So I feel like every generation there's going to be a favorite. The first generation favorite was definitely Emma. This generation, Margaret. You can't tell me otherwise. Why don't you two go to bed, though? They, like, refuse to go to bed. Okay, new bed, because the other one was not letting them sleep. So, all right, heathens, go to sleep, please. But yeah, Margaret, I think, is my favorite this generation. Aside from George. I love George. It is quite late, heading into the very early morning, and the babies are sleeping soundly. Leofwin is outside while it seems that Matilda has taken a turn for the worse. She's looking a little content. I think she's trying to reassure James that all is well, that they should be grateful for what they have had to share together and the beautiful children and grandchildren that they have had so far. She is clearly very weak, and as a result, they did go ahead and call Margaret in. James didn't want to worry her too much, and there's no way to get to her siblings on time, so she wants to be here and watch and offer support while she silently mourns her mother. She's gonna let her father handle this for now and take it from there. Matilda has been sick leading up to it. I won't have like a legitimate cause of death, you know, just she took ill, and unfortunately that illness never fully got better. And Matilda, being the strong woman that she is, I think would just act like nothing is wrong to the best of her ability, even though I'm sure James saw it. He lingered a lot. He was there for her. This is the love of his life. James is taking it very hard. You know, he saw his brother lose his wife and how hard that was, and I don't think it's something that he ever could imagine or ever wanted to imagine. He put it in the back of his mind until the very last second, so I think the pain of this is hitting him quite hard. So I won't show her death. I want to leave it here and end the episode here, just to give James and Matilda their final little goodbye before the rest of her family has to mourn her. And with all the deaths that we have had, I think knowing that this one was coming made it hurt a little more. I'm really happy that Matilda and James, our starters, our heirs, our matriarch and patriarch of the first generation of Rolfs, got to live their beautiful life. You know, we almost lost James once, and the power of love saved him with Matilda begging for his life, and she almost lost him again to the crown. And Leoric laid his life down for his brother-in-law because James is such a great guy. And with how amazing Matilda is, we've seen people just want to help her. Elric helped her when James was imprisoned. They lived a long and happy and beautiful life. Got to see a few grandchildren. Unfortunately, John won't get to say goodbye to his mother, and he's mourning his own lost love across the sea. So I'm both very happy and grateful that they have gotten to live their lives, but I'm also really sad to have to say goodbye. And this isn't the first one. Definitely won't be the last. But this is the first of our Sims that has gotten to live their full lifespan as far as this challenge is concerned. So rest in peace, Matilda. You were a legend. You will continue to be a legend. And I hope you guys have a great day. Bye.